Every CAC agent must tell their clients these 10 things after TaxProMax and Rev360 registration. If you are a CAC agent or a business consultant, this video could save your client from future tax penalty and save your reputation as well. Many agents think their job ends after generating a TIN number and activating TaxProMax or activating Rev360 for their clients, but that's not true. The truth is, what you tell your client after registration is just as important as the registration itself. Today, I will share the key things every agent should explain before handing over a client TaxProMax or Rev360 login details to them. Welcome to CAC Business Registration Nigeria Sholadrim 247. On this channel, I simplify CAC registrations, Rev360, TaxProMax, trademarks, and business compliance in the simplest English. If you are a CAC agent, accountant, tax consultant, or business owner, consider subscribing because this channel is designed to help you stay compliant and serve your clients better. And if you are a business owner who came across this channel either by chance or by referral, feel free to subscribe because you are going to learn a lot of things that will make your business to stay compliant and stay out of penalties. Now let's get into why we are here. The first thing you need to explain to your clients or you yourself, you need to understand that registration is not the end. The first thing every client should understand is that getting a TIN and activating Rev360 does not mean everything is finished. It simply means the business has now been brought into the tax system. When you register or when you onboard your business on Rev360, it means your business is now legally enrolled into the tax system. Now, number 2, as a CAC agent, you should explain their tax responsibilities. And this is where many people fall victim of not complying and falling victims of penalty. So you should tell your client that they will have tax filing obligations depending on the type of business, applicable taxes, and their circumstances. There are instances or situations where your client might not need to file tax if they are yet to commence business. But in as much as they already commenced their business, they have that tax filing obligations that they need to always meet, both monthly and annual tax filing obligations. Many business owners think that because they have not started making sales, they have nothing to do. And what makes them think that is because you as an agent, you didn't inform them. You did not explain to them. That assumption can become costly. And this takes us to number 3, which is teach your clients how to log into their Rev360 account. Yes, that is another thing you need to do. But in most cases, you see so many people, if they reach out to me and I ask them, what is your login details? Even some people don't even know anything about login details, which is not supposed to be. It does not mean you teaching them how to log in that they can go ahead and do anyhow on the portal. Once you inform them about their login details or you handle their login details to them, you are going to teach them how to log in so that they can understand and see that they really have a tax portal that they need an obligation to meet the requirement of filing for confirmation purpose. They will be able to know and have the idea that yes, I have something called login details for my tax portal. But I see many people, if they reach out to me and I say, okay, drop your login details, let me see, they don't even know what's their login details. And this is not supposed to be. So I will start needing to be the one to retrieve their login details for them, which is not supposed to be. If those agents who onboarded them on TaxProMax have done the needful or they have done the right thing, don't just send them their login details without explaining. That is why if we at Sholadrem 247 Consult handle your registration or onboarding for you, all of those things we are going to break it down for you to understand, then for you to choose if you still want us to proceed by handling your taxes for you or you want to go elsewhere. So because you register for that person does not mean you should hold the key to that person's company details, because that can cost them a lot of damages, which simply leads to penalty. And what penalty means is losing money. Yes. Don't just send them their login details. Show them how to log in successfully for them to gain access to their tax portal. Show them where their OTP is sent. Show them how to reset their password if they forgot. All of these things will help your client not to fall victim of penalties. Now, this takes us to number 4. As a CAC agent who is registering his or her client on TaxProMax or Rev360 portal, try as much as possible to tell them to keep their CAC email safe. Yes, some people don't even know that you can actually have 2 emails. Yes, but even if it is one email you are making use of as a company owner or a business owner or even as an NGO, make sure you tell your clients that they should keep those email safe and active, because that is the only key, that is the only way for NRS to pass information to them, and that is the only way they can be getting information related to the company they had registered either on CAC, on TaxProMax, or on Rev360. Keeping their email safe is very, very important. Many Rev360 OTPs and important notifications go to the email associated with that their CAC registration. So it is your obligation to tell them to make sure that email is saved and is active. If they lose access to that email, recovering their accounts can become difficult, which will cost them more money. So encourage them to secure it and keep the login details safe. This will take us to the 5th one, which is you as an agent explaining the importance of filing on time. There is difference between your client filing and your client filing on time. Yes, these are 2 different things. Your client might file, or you might file for your client and they might not file on time. So if they don't file on time, there are penalties attached to late filing. So make sure all of these things are being passed to your client for them to understand what they need to put in place and do at the right time. Where a business has filing obligations, explain that deadline matters to them. Yes, missing deadline can create unnecessary problems. Encourage them to monitor their accounts regularly and seek guidance if they are unsure what applies to them. So if they don't really know what they need to do as a company or as a business that has onboarded on Rev360 or TaxProMax, it is your duty to explain to them, because all of this lack of knowledge is making so many companies to run into debt of penalty, which they themselves, they don't really know how they came about it. So that is why I said, let me put this out for those who might care to watch this video, for those who might care to take this as something that is important to them now, before they fall victim of having to pay penalty of millions and hundreds of thousands. Now, this takes us to the sixth one, which is you as an agent to tell them not to ignore messages from the tax authority. Whether it is an email, whether it is an SMS, or a notice on their Rev360 portal, or even a direct letter delivered to them in their office by a dispatched rider. Advise them not to ignore official communications. Many issues are easier to resolve when addressed early. This makes me to remember someone reached out to me 2 weeks ago with a letter that has been delivered to her since February. Yes, and then as of when she reached out to me, we were in July. So you can see, if she had took action as of February, then there are things she would have prevented before July. So she just collected the letter from the dispatch rider and dumped it somewhere. It was later when she needed a TCC around July that she remembered that, oh, I received a particular letter from someone. So she started sourcing out how she can get explanation and detailed things to put in place regarding the letter that has been sent to her since February, before someone referred her to me and she reached out, before we were able to start sorting out the issue that was sent to her to work on from the NRS office. So these things are not supposed to be. It is your duty to always tell them when they receive any message or any letter, they should instantly work on it to prevent further things from happening. Now, this takes us to the seventh thing you as an agent, you need to inform your clients about, or you as a company owner, you need to take note of. So this video is not only for CAC agents. If you are a business owner, you also learn from them. And the seventh thing is for you to encourage your clients to keep proper business records. Yes, make sure you tell them to keep proper record. Keeping proper record, to some people, it's something that takes eternity, that takes forever, that takes most of their time, but it is one of the best thing that saves you when the tax man come knocking at your door, which many people do not know. So make sure to keep proper records if you are a company owner or a business owner. And as an agent, make sure to inform your clients to keep proper business record. Even if they are just starting, they should keep record of sales, expenses, invoices, receipts, and other important business documents. Good records make future compliance much easier, and it saves them stress. And our number 8 is explain to them that business changes should be updated. If they change their email address, their phone number, their company details, or other important information, they should update the relevant record where required. Accurate information helps avoid communications problem. This goes to those businesses or those companies who change either their address, their email address, their phone numbers, their PSC location, which simply means their address will change. Either they change their email address, they change their phone number due to one thing or the other. They should make sure they update all of these relevant details on their tax portal, because accurate information helps to avoid communication problems that might arise later. Now, this takes us to the 9th one, which is you as an agent. You should make sure you tell your clients they can ask you questions. Even if it is a question you yourself cannot explain, or if it is a question you cannot provide an answer to that they ask you, you need to seek further knowledge, because nobody is an island. There are so many people that reached out to me, oh man, please, this person asked me this. Then I will break it down to them and let them understand what they need to tell their clients. Yes. So if you give your client access to ask questions, even anytime they feel like they are stuck, they will feel free to come to you. You shouldn't make it all about registering their business name for them, and that is all. You don't have business with them again until when they want to pay annual return, or they want to file CIT, or they have problem. So give them that bound to ask you questions. Many clients stay silent because they think they should already know everything. Encourage them to ask questions whenever they are unsure of a particular thing. A few minutes conversation today can prevent major issues tomorrow. And this will take us to the last one on my list for today, which is don't abandon your clients. Yes, finally, don't disappear immediately after registration for a particular client. Check in with your clients occasionally. Share important updates. Educate them when necessary. When they succeed, your business grows through referrals and trust. People don't only remember who registered their business, they remember who continued to support them. So with this little point of mine, I hope I have been able to pass an important information to every CAC agent out there, that they still have a lot of responsibility and a lot of things to put in place after helping their client to register on either Rev360 or on TaxProMax, so as for them to stay tax compliant and prevent falling victim of huge penalties. Because to be frankly speaking, people are falling victims of penalties, and these are penalties that you cannot do without, if you did not pay it up. So make sure you do the necessary things for that one client that trusted you and gave you their registration to do for them, by informing them and educating them on what they need to do and put in place or prevent for them to stay tax compliance. Yes, let's change the narrative. As CAC agents, we are not just processing registration, we are helping entrepreneurs build compliant and successful businesses. The more informed our clients are, the fewer avoidable mistakes they will make. This is a disclaimer. This video is for educational purpose only. Tax obligations differ depending on the nature of business, applicable tax laws, and individual circumstances. Business owners should always confirm their obligation with the relevant tax authority or seek professional advice where necessary. If you are a CAC agent, I have one question for you. After registering a client on TaxProMax or Rev360 portal, what is the first thing you usually explain to them? Share your answer in the comment section. Let's learn from one another and raise the standard of service in our industry. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more practical CAC, Rev360, trademark, and tax compliance tutorials. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.